And I will call the Sewage and Water Board Finance and Administration Committee meeting to order. Special counsel, please call the roll.
Director Sloss, Director Howard,
Here.
Director Pacho,
Here.
Director Barnes,
Here.
Director Chadwick, Kennedy.
Here.
Chair, we have a quorum.
All right, good. Then we'll proceed with the presentation item. Gray Lewis, CFO, will provide the board's financial summary update.
Good morning. Thank you to the committee to be able to provide an update this morning. Lots going on. We're presenting the August financials. I thought I'd start just with a reminder to the committee, these major 2024 items that all kind of tie into revenue, billing in some manner. So in February, we launched the PromisePay software payment plan for all of our customers. That's continued to progress well, collecting about $1 million a month. Then in April, May, we had the smart meter billing started with all customers getting a transition bill credit. The first smart meter bill, if it's over 120% of their average. And then also we had new handhelds launched for meter reading to be able to use cell phones, take pictures. That started in April. And then at about the same time, the new legislation projects were getting underway. So that's the fixed rate billing, temporary fixed rate billing for residential customers without a smart meter. That has been about a three-month project with Cogsdale to get that programming into our CIS system. So that's now available. We're going to be sending out letters to notify customers. They will opt in. They have to do an opt-in to elect that. They would have that flat rate, which is based on a 12-month historical average until the smart meter gets installed. Also with that legislation was the arbitration step, which is there's CEAs being drafted and signed, one with the Louisiana Legislative Auditor. So we were, again, to review, we provided a $500,000 appropriation. This funding comes from the state treasury, would be transferred to the LLA. They would run the arbitration, select, and fully handle those. So that's in the process getting set up. And that's for customer disputes that are unsatisfied with the result of their customer dispute, have an election to go to a state arbiter. And then the other legislation is no estimated billing. It starts in January. We've been planning for that with a smaller number of customers that would still need a manual meter reading. We expect to be able to read each of those every month. If for some reason there's not a read available, we get captured in the following month and billed to the customer. And then the other major thing that's been going on is the August. In September, HGI, third-party firm appointed by the City Council to handle all bill disputes that come in from customers. Our team assists with those inquiries, provides data. They have direct access to our CIS, or our billing system, to be able to address customer concerns for bill disputes. So it's pretty early. We just got our first 30-day sort of report on what they've done. So we're still going through that. We don't plan on have a detailed report on that yet, but next month we'll have more information. And I want to mention Susanna Kirby has stepped up, taken on all these tasks and roles she's leading our billing strike team, and then really involved in all the things that just ran through. So yeah, quite a bit going on, but more to come on each of these.
Ray, HGI, the 1-month report, what did they forgive and what did they not forgive?
They provided a list of about 600 cases they adjudicated during the month, and request customer credits for those, a little over $2 million. So we place those credits on the account as for the instructions, and then there's a process we can ask for arbitration or some type of well, same as the customer, ability to arbitrate with this LLA person.
I guess what I'm asking is, are they just doing whatever the customer asks, or is there any actual analysis going on, any kind of that would be indicated by their not giving everything to the customers.
Yeah, there's cases they didn't recommend any credit. There's looking at consumption, leak history, collecting information, so yes.
Greg, what happens if at the end of the process, arbitration process, you still have customers who might not be satisfied with the results or the decision? What happens at that point?
They have options, I guess, legally. There's not anything prescriptive within our plan, but we would still be attempting to collect. So it's not really different.
The arbitration is by the LLA after the HDI process? Is that
Yes.
what's going on? Okay, so there's a two-step process, so there's an appeal. Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess key thing, we started on time with the September 6th start date. That was very important to the council to get the process rolling and being more timely responsive to customers. So continue to support that, and that's council funded. So it's created a staff augmentation without a financial burden. So the council's paying HDI directly. So with that, I just wanted to highlight the August financials. Operating revenue is $20.9 million, which is about $3 million less than budget. Talk about water and sewers, a couple reasons, and then on the operating expense side, $27.5 million, with about $6 million less than budget. We continue to trail expenses year to date on budget, and then also in revenue. But within revenue, water for the month of August, about $900,000 less from overall lower billed consumption. We were continuing to, our own bill adjustment team process a lot of open disputes and try and get those cleared off. On the sewer side, we're about $2.5 million lower. There was a special one-time credit situation with the sewer calculation that was done incorrectly, having to do with the 15% of sewer consumption that is not billed for customers. So this was something that Cogsdale alerted us to after we reported an individual case of this. So this had to be corrected for all customers that had affected, which was about almost 12,000 customers, about 5,000 of those which were former customers. So we put that credit as soon as we were alerted by Cogsdale and had all the information, put about a $1.7 million credit to correct for that overbilling. On the operating expense side, just similar observations in terms of administrative in general and payroll related is primarily less than budget. It's driven by vacancies or less hiring than originally anticipated. But we'll continue to monitor, especially with the revenue stream being a little different because of these changes of mentioning. I'd like to highlight on the next page, the collections, August were $20.8 million, September lower, $19.24 million. Hoping to see a stronger October, which we did in October of '23. And then in September, if you recall, we did have the Hurricane Francine. There was 2 business days that were missed. The office was not open, so that did have an effect on September. And next on receivables, continuing with a project with our consultant, Protiviti. They're about the last phases of a 90-day discovery period, looking at, in particular, the customers that are delinquent actually went down July to August. We had a decrease about 9% from credits provided and payments. Again, Promise Pay continues to be positive. On the next slide, we break things down by different size of debts, and this is showing that there are almost 11,500 of people on installment plans, so they're paying on a monthly basis their past due balances. That leaves roughly 14,000 that are not enrolled in payment plans, so we continue to encourage our customers that are behind to get an interest-free promise pay plan. On the dashboard for the month of August, our line 9 days cash on hand was 192 for water, 185 for sewer. Continue to be above our targets there. Line 27, just highlighting the number of service disconnections, which we do as a last resort. It was 1,015 service disconnects in August. It's down from about 1,220 August of 2023. Next, on the debt obligations, it's new here. We have a loan closing, which we just got the lead and copper rule, $86 million loan is going to close later this month. Happy to be able to report that gone through all the steps, including City Council last week and Board of Liquidation yesterday. That there's a smaller loan, $4.6 million for smart metering, so it will support the ongoing smart metering project. These were water loans from the Drinking Water Loan Revolving Fund. If you recall, subsidized, 49% is forgiven, is 0% interest, so very favorable. And we actually have something in the committee packet today for the next application, authorization for us to apply for $66 million, which is the next tranche for LDH, which we've already proactively been talking about being a system that is already has a lead program kicking off underway, and so hopefully we'll be able to get a line for the $66 million. On capital improvement, the monthly disbursements for CapEx were $23.5 million. Actually updated, the appropriations was $583,000 for a year-to-date total $89.7 million. At the end of August, we received $3.3 million in grant funding, the same active grants, primarily JIR was the lion's share of that. Our change order slide, we just have one item related to sewer consent, which Steve is going to cover, so no impacts to our capital improvement plan. Next, on customer experience slide, in August we served 50,678 customers. September was lower, 40,592. That was the partially the 2 days closed for the hurricane. We're also working with HDI as we're now directing customer high bill inquiries to them. Customer may contact us, they may contact HDI directly, but that is impacting the way that customer calls are received for high bills once we get into September. Again, Susanna has been working very diligently with getting all these processes covered as our interim Chief Customer Service Officer, actually. This is just the graphs on customer calls, and then on this slide I did want to highlight for the committee. I think we're seeing the trend we would expect and should see relating to a number of actual bills. So this is graphing the total bills for the month are 133,387. It was down for 146 prior month. In September, total number should go back up. But the number of actual red bills was 74% for August. Last month, July was 69%. We've seen the September number, it's also about 75%. So need to continue to progress that number as we have the smart meters, which helps us in that regard, and then also being able to concentrate the meter reading staff on those which do not have a smart meter.
I think there's something in the chart that needs to be corrected. December, 2,345%. What is that number?
Yeah, you're right. That should be a space. December 23, 45%.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. But been working closely with Steve and the GSO team, with the meter reading staff is working through GSO and being able to basically adjust the approach and the strategy with the team as we continue to shift towards a smart metering and being able to utilize staff to get all the meters covered, and then also being able to proactively do turn-offs and turn-ons as a customer typically will come in once water gets turned off. Payments for the month are $112,546, similar in terms of number of payments. And then the last one is the active accounts past due. Sorry, this payment arrangements and service disconnect. So yeah, in summary, we continue to see positive results from the Promise Pay, and mainly focusing on working with the new HDI process and kind of building out the reporting to that is going to look a little different. Like any open dispute is really responsibility of HDI. They report to us if there's a request for a meter inspection or some type of truck roll to get information about what's happening at the meter. We would provide that information back to them. If it results in a work order, it needs to replace a meter, you know, it's gonna be like a smart meter replacement, trying to get all the meter questions answered so the customer can be comfortable with the reported consumption. So that was it for August.
Ray, one question, is March right? Is that a correct number?
That was in the Promise Pay launch,
Okay,
spiked up.
thank you.
Any other questions on August information? Okay.
Anyone?
And great, that concludes Gray's financial summary update. And so now we're ready for our action items. Gray?
Okay, the resolution 145 it's on the screen. This is what I was mentioning, just authorization for application for the 66 million for lead and copper rule with the Louisiana Department of Health. We'll be filing applications similar to what was done last year for the first $86 million loan that is closing this month. So appreciate the FNA's committee vote to recommend our authorization to apply for this loan.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve resolution R1452024?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Public comment?
Public comment, Chair.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, motion carries.
And now we're ready for Resolution 142-2024, authorization for renewal number 3 of the professional services agreement between the Sewage and Water Board and Avenue Insights. Kathy Smith, our Director of IT, is here.
Good morning. This is R142-2024. Staff is recommending our third of 4 one-year possible renewals for our contract with Avenue Insights. As you all know, Avenue Insights staffs the majority of our IT department. There's no increase to this, it's just our regular annual renewal.
May I have a motion to approve resolution R142-2024?
Second.
Any discussion? Public comment?
No public comment.
All in favor?
Aye.
So far, so good, huh? Okay,
And now we have our General Superintendent.
Good morning. This month, we have 3 items. We have 1 contract award, 1 contract amendment, and 1 change order by ratification. First contract award is Resolution R131-2024. This is award of contract 30265, which is for the purchase of generators for sewer for sewer between the Sewerage and Water Board of New Orleans and Craig's Electrical and Generator Service. This is funding from Hurricane Zeta. It is 84% reimbursed by GOSEP through FEMA. We had 11 bids, the low bid being that from Craig's Electric in the amount of $2.3 million. Are there any questions?
Okay, may I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Public comment? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Very good. The next is a contract amendment. This is Resolution R1152024. This is for Amendment Number 5, but for the agreement between the Sewerage and Water Board of New Orleans and Pure Technologies, Inc., which is now Xylem Dewatering Solutions for on-call water valve operation services. Xylem provides most of the closures for our FEMA JIRR program. They also augment networks for closure of valves below 16 inches in diameter. So really helpful contract for us. This is actually a $0 change. It simply updates the line item costs for as of December of this year. So it simply updates the cost for the contract. No additional cost. The budget was approved under Amendment 4. Any questions?
So may I have a motion to approve contract amendment resolution R115, 2024?
So move.
A second.
Any discussion? Public comment? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right.
Very good. Final item, contract change order. This is change order number 1 for contract 30254 for the Carrollton Basin number 13 sewer rehabilitation between the Sewerage and Water Board of New Orleans and BLD Services LLC. This incorporates a number of field change orders, the largest of which being just over $1 million, where we shifted work from Drennan in RR 067 from the Mid-City project over to this contractor because they had capacity to help us complete and meet our consent decree deadline. The amount of this change order is $1.3 million, $1,313,882. That is a substantial increase on the base contract, but it is in large part because of that additional work that Drennan could not complete, so that we needed to meet that Mid-City timeline. The DBE target is 36%. They are relatively close to that, but the reason they haven't met is because they haven't gotten to much of the paving yet. CNM is their paving sub, and they will be providing the paving when the bulk of that work is complete. Are there any questions?
I've got confusing information here. That says R135, and I don't, is there a, is one of these R135, or is it something?
Okay, it's 135.
Okay, well, may I have a motion to approve contract change order? Is this a change order?
Yes. Change order number 1.
So what I suggest we do is amend the agenda to properly reflect that the resolution is 135, 2024, and not 101, 2024.
So moved.
We have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now what, Yolanda?
Now we'll proceed with approving contract 135, 2024.
May I have a motion to approve contract change order by ratification, resolution 135-2024?
So moved.
Second? Anyone? Any discussion? Public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, and then we have 3 information items for committee members for you at their convenience. Are there any public comments?
No public comments, Chair.
If there are no other matters, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The opposition? Okay, motion carries. We're now adjourned.